Have you ever wondered how the express entry system in Canada works? Well, let's unroll the mystery together. Express entry is an innovative immigration system employed by the Canadian government to manage applications for permanent residence from skilled workers worldwide. The system is designed to be swift, efficient, and effective, ensuring that Canada attracts individuals who will contribute positively to its economy and society. Imagine express entry as a digital arena, where your skills, experience, and potential are your gladiators, fighting to secure your spot in the beautiful land of Canada. The system uses a points-based approach, known as the Comprehensive Ranking System, or CRS, to evaluate candidates. The more points you have, the higher your chances of being invited to apply for permanent residence. This system is not just a process, but a journey towards a new life in Canada. Now that you have a general understanding of what express entry is, let's dive into the specifics. The express entry process may seem complex at first, but when broken down into steps, it becomes more manageable. So let's delve into these steps to help you understand it better. First, you'll need to create an online profile. This is a crucial step as your profile is your ticket into the express entry pool. This is where you provide information about your skills, work experience, language ability, education, and other details that will form the basis of your comprehensive ranking system score, commonly known as the CRS score. Next, you enter the express entry pool of candidates. Here, you're ranked against other potential candidates based on your CRS score. This pool is dynamic, meaning that your ranking can go up or down depending on various factors, such as improving your language skills or gaining more work experience. The third step is receiving an invitation to apply, also known as an ITA. The Canadian government holds regular draws to invite the highest-ranking candidates in the pool to apply for permanent residency. So the higher your CRS score, the better your chances of receiving an ITA. Finally, once you receive an ITA, you need to submit your final application. You'll have 60 days from the date of your invitation to submit a complete application for permanent residence. This application should include all necessary documents and information to support your eligibility. Remember, the express entry process is competitive, and only the highest scoring candidates are invited to apply. So it's important to ensure your profile is as strong as possible to increase your chances of success. Also, it's worth noting that the express entry program is not the only pathway to immigrate to Canada. The country has numerous provincial and territorial programs, family sponsorship programs, and other pathways that you might want to explore. Hopefully, you now have a clearer picture of the express entry process. But how exactly are points awarded? Let's find out. A crucial part of the express entry system is the Comprehensive Ranking System, or CRS. But how is your CRS score calculated? Let's start with a basic understanding. The CRS score is a comprehensive measure that assesses your profile based on a variety of factors. It's essentially a points-based system that helps the Canadian government decide who may be a good fit for their country. The maximum points you can score is 1,200. So, what factors influence your CRS score? Well, it's a combination of skills, work experience, language abilities, and education. Let's dive in a little deeper. Firstly, skills. Think of them as your unique selling points. They could be anything from your ability to code, your expertise in project management, or your knack for sales. Each skill contributes to your overall score. Next, we have work experience. The longer and more relevant your work experience, the higher your score. For instance, if you've worked for 5 years as a software engineer, that's going to contribute more to your score than if you've only worked for 2 years in the same field. Then, there's your language abilities. Canada is a bilingual country, so the ability to speak English and French is highly valued. The better your language proficiency, the more points you earn. Finally, education. Higher levels of education can significantly boost your score. If you have a master's degree, for instance, you're likely to score higher than someone who only has a bachelor's degree. But remember, it's not just about having high scores in one area. A balanced profile with good scores across all factors often stands a better chance. There are also additional points awarded for factors like having a valid job offer in Canada or having a sibling living in Canada as a citizen or permanent resident. By understanding how the CRS score is calculated, you can maximize your chances of success. But what happens after you receive your score? Once you've received your comprehensive ranking system score, you will enter a pool of candidates. But what happens next? Well, it's time to talk about the rounds of invitations. Picture this. The pool of candidates is like a large gathering where everyone is waiting for an invitation to the grandest event of all, the opportunity to apply for permanent residence in Canada. Now the Canadian government, our gracious host, periodically sends out these invitations. But rather than inviting everyone all at once, they do it in rounds. Each round they invite a certain number of candidates with the highest CRS scores to apply for permanent residence. It's like a selective guest list, if you will, and the higher your score, the better your chances of making the list. These rounds of invitations don't happen randomly, though. They occur regularly, usually every 2 weeks, and the government announces the date and time in advance. So you'll know when to eagerly check your mailbox for that coveted invitation. Now you might be wondering, what's the cutoff score for each round? Well, it can vary from round to round. The cutoff score is essentially the lowest CRS score that receives an invitation in a given round. It depends on factors like the number of candidates in the pool, the number of invitations the government plans to issue, and the CRS scores of the candidates. Sometimes the cutoff score might be high, and at other times it might be lower. It's a bit like the tide, ebbing and flowing, but always within reach for those who are prepared. So, there you have it. The rounds of invitations are your gateway to the next stage of the express entry process. It's a dynamic, competitive process that keeps you on your toes, but one that offers immense rewards for those who navigate it successfully. By making the most of your CRS score and understanding the rounds of invitations, you can navigate the express entry system confidently. Remember, the journey to permanent residence in Canada starts with a single step: understanding the express entry system. And that, in a nutshell, is the express entry system. We've walked through its process, broken down the CRS score calculation, and explored the rounds of invitations. Remember, the more you understand this system, the better your chances of success. So, dive deeper, learn more, equip yourself with knowledge, and don't hesitate to ask questions. So, are you ready to embark on your journey to Canada? With the right preparation and understanding, the express entry system can be your gateway to a new life.